Unit 6 India, our motherland. Chapter number 13 Our geography. India is a vast country with diverse geographical areas. It is vast in terms of population and area. The area of our country is 32,87,263 square kilometer. India extends from 3,200 kilometers from north to south and nearly 3,000 kilometers from east to west. India has got diversity in land surfaces. Mountains, plains, valleys, forests, lakes, oceans, plateaus, etc. constitute its land surface. India consists of various climates, therefore summer, rain, winter, spring, etc. Location and geography. In the world map, India is situated to the north of the equator and in the center of Eastern Hemisphere. It extends between latitude 8 degree 7 minute and 37 degree 6 minute north and longitudes 68 degree 7 minute and 97 degree 25 minute east. Southern part of our country is surrounded by waters on three sides. To west is Arabian Sea, to south is Indian Ocean, and to east is Bay of Bengal. India has got 7 countries as its close neighbors. To the north are Nepal, Bhutan and China. To the south is Sri Lanka. To the west is Pakistan. To the east are Bangladesh and Myanmar. Land surface of India is divided into 4 physical divisions. Mountain, the Himalayan mountain region. Plains, the Indo-Gangetic plain. The Thar desert, the coastal plains. Plateau, the plateau of peninsular India. Islands, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Lakshadweep Island, etc. The Himalayan mountain region. On the northern and northeastern part of our country is a long row of mountains. It is called the Himalaya. Such a long row of mountains is called a mountain range. The Himalaya is the highest mountain range in the world. The Himalaya extends for 2,500 kilometers from Jammu and Kashmir in the north to Arunachal Pradesh in the northeast. The word Himalaya in Sanskrit means abode of snow. A large part of the Himalayan range is covered with snow throughout the year. 9 out of the 10 highest mountain peaks in the world are in the Himalayan range. The highest mountain peak is Mount Everest in Nepal. It is 8,848 meters high. Tenzing Norway of India and Edmund Hillary were the first to climb it. The Himalaya has 3 mountain ranges that run alongside each other. The Himadri or the Greater Himalaya, the Himachal or the Middle Himalaya, the Shivalik or the Outer Himalaya. The Himadri is the highest and the Shivalik is the lowest of the ranges. The area at the foothills of the Shivalik range is called the Terai region. Mount Everest in the Himalaya is the highest mountain peak in the world. Tenzing Norgay of India and Edmund Hillary of New Zealand were the first to climb it. The Himalaya is useful to us in many ways. The eastern ranges of Himalaya are called Purvanchal. The Patkai Bund, Naga Hills, Garo Hills, Lushai Hills, Garo Hills and Lushai Hills run along India's border with Bangladesh and Myanmar. Himalaya is the source of many rivers. Therefore, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus, and Satluj. The holy river Ganga starts from the glacier Gangotri Plains. The Indo-Gangetic Plain is a flat low-lying land. They were formed millions of years ago by the soil deposited by Himalayan rivers in the form of sediment. This is very fertile. The Himalayan rivers deposit new sediments every year. Therefore, these plains have many fertile soils and agriculture is the main occupation of the people. Many large towns and cities like Delhi, Lucknow, Kanpur, Allahabad, Patna, Ambala are located in this region. This region is drained by rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi. The Thar Desert. It lies to the west of Indo-Gangetic Plain. It receives very little rainfall and is therefore dry and sandy. Sand dunes are common features. The camel is the chief animal of the desert, so it is called the ship of desert. Rajasthan occupies most parts of the desert. Now, the Indira Gandhi Canal has been constructed here to provide water. The coastal plains. The coastal plains of India are the West Coast Plain and the East Coast Plain. The West Coast Plain stretches from Gulf of Kutch to Kanyakumari in the south along the Arabian Sea. The East Coast Plain runs from the Ganga Delta and Kanyakumari in the south along the Bay of Bengal. Rivers like the Godavari and the Krishna, the Kaveri fall into the Arabian Sea through the East Coast Plain. Only rivers, the Narmada and the Tapi fall into the Bay of Bengal. The East Coast Plains are wider than the West Coast Plain. The East Coast Plains are wider than the West Coast Plains. Plateau. Towards the north where the plateau joins the Indo-Gangetic Plain, there are low hill ranges like Aravalli, Vindhya and Satpura. The plateau is in triangular shape, bordered by western-eastern Ghats. The Ghats meet to form the southernmost tip at Kanyakumari. Nilgiri Hills are also located in the south. The plateau slopes eastwards. That's why most of the rivers like the Godavari, the Krishna, the Kaveri fall into the Bay of Bengal. Rivers like the Narmada and the Tapi flow in the channel between two hills called Proof and flow into the Arabian Sea. Icelands. Iceland is a piece of land which is surrounded by water on all sides. There are a number of islands in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. Most important islands in the Bay of Bengal are Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In Arabian Sea, there lie a set of islands called Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep is a group of tiny coral islands. It covers 32 square kilometers of area and is the smallest union territory of India. Andaman and Nicobar Islands form a union territory covering 8,249 square kilometers of area. Port Blair is the capital of Andaman and Nicobar, which consists of nearly 300 small and big islands. Things to remember: the eastern ranges of the Himalayas are called Purvanchal. The Indo-Gangetic Plains are very fertile because rivers deposit new sediments every year here. Camel is called the ship of desert, and Iceland is a small piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. Perennial rivers have continuous flow throughout the year. The Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra are the main rivers of Himalayan range. The Punjab means land of 5 rivers.